Okay, so I want you to imagine this. You're at your desk, everything feels normal, your mouse is moving perfectly, keyboard's totally responsive, the monitor looks just crystal clear.
Right.
But the computer, the actual machine you're controlling, it isn't under your desk. It's not even in the next room. It's 1,000 feet away.
That's 3 football fields.
Exactly.
In the world of signal transmission, that might as well be the moon. Copper cables just, they give up way before you get that far.
And that's what we're looking at today. The hardware that makes that happen, it's the NTI ST-C5KVM-1000S.
Quite a name.
It is, but it's a KVM extender.
Yeah.
So keyboard, video, mouse, basically a digital nervous system for huge facilities. But I have to say, I looked this thing up, and the price, it lists for $930.
Yeah, it's definitely an investment piece.
That's putting it mildly. I mean, it uses a standard CT5 Ethernet cable. Why are we paying almost $1,000 for that? I can get a wireless extender for, what, $50? What am I actually paying for?
You're paying for physics. And you're paying for failure not to be an option. This isn't for, streaming a movie to your patio.
Right.
This is for serious industrial control. And the real challenge here, the thing you're paying for, is the resolution. The specs list, 2048 by 1536.
That is high, yeah, but isn't that pretty standard now?
Or a digital signal, maybe, like HDMI. But this unit is pushing an analog VGA signal. When you push an analog waveform through 1,000 feet of copper, it degrades fast.
It just gets fuzzy.
It gets fuzzy, it picks up noise, and it suffers from something called color skew.
Right, I saw that term. I just figured that meant the colors get kind of muddy or something.
It's actually way more interesting. So inside that CT5 cable, you've got these pairs of wires, right? They're twisted to stop interference.
Sure.
But to stop the pairs from interfering with each other, the manufacturer twists each pair at a slightly different rate, so over 1,000 feet. The wire carrying your green signal might literally be inches or even feet longer than the wire carrying your red signal.
Wait, what? So the electricity literally has to travel a longer path?
Exactly. And that means the signals arrive at the other end at different times. If you don't correct for that, your image is a blurry, ghosted mess. The red, green, and blue pixels just aren't lining up.
That is absolutely wild. So how does this NTI box fix that?
It actively reconstructs the signal. It has this video quality adjustment feature with, incredibly fine tuning. You can delay the faster signals to let the slower ones catch up.
How fine are we talking?
We're talking adjustments in 2 nanosecond steps, up to 62 nanoseconds.
So you're basically hitting pause on the red light for a billionth of a second so the green light can catch up with it.
That's a perfect way to put it. And that's how they can guarantee pixel-perfect clarity at that insane distance.
Okay, so let's talk about the physical setup. How does this work? I'm not just plugging a giant VGA cable into my monitor, am I?
No. It's a 2-part system. You've got a local unit that sits right next to the server.
In the server room.
Right. It plugs into the computer. Then you run your cheap standard CAT5 cable through the walls, through conduits, wherever, all the way to the remote unit on your desk.
Now that brings me to the ports. I was expecting to see USB, maybe DisplayPort, but looking at this, it's PS2 connectors, the old round ones.
Right.
That is strictly legacy tech.
And that is a huge clue. This is what you might call legacy as luxury. You just have to look at the list of operating systems it supports.
All in there.
Windows 2000, Solaris, FreeBSD, and get this, Mac OS 9.
Mac OS 9. Who is possibly running a critical business on OS 9 in 2026?
Oh, you would be so surprised. Think about a massive textile factory, right? They have $1 million loom controlled by a very specific computer interface card.
Okay.
The drivers for that card were maybe written in 1999. The company that wrote them went out of business a decade ago.
So they can't upgrade the computer because then the loom, the expensive machine, won't work?
Precisely. The machine is perfect, so the computer has to stay.
Yeah.
But do you really want that irreplaceable 20-year-old PC sitting on a hot, dusty, vibrating factory floor?
No way. You want it in a clean room, a freezer, basically.
Right. So you put that computer in a secure, climate-controlled server room, and you use this NTI extender to put the keyboard and monitor out on the dirty factory floor. And it's rugged. Steel case, surge protection. It can operate up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
It's built to survive where your Dell would just melt.
That completely reframes the value then. You're not paying $930 for a cable. You're paying to keep a $1 million production line running safely.
It's all hidden infrastructure. It lets you separate the fragile computer from the harsh environment without losing that instant tactile control.
It really makes you think about the The nervous system of these big industrial buildings. We just walk past them, and you never realize that behind the walls there are these little boxes just managing signals nanosecond by nanosecond to keep the world running.
And so often, the most critical work is being done by tech we all think of as obsolete, just quietly, in the dark, doing its job perfectly.
A fascinating look at the tech behind the scenes. That's all for this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.